Greetings, citizens, and welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn. Before I get started, I do want to apologize for my voice. I am still pretty sick, but this video is time sensitive considering the contest that they're having, which I'll get to soon. So please bear with me, and I hope you enjoy it. One of the most common misconceptions about Quinfall is that its building system is really just instance housing. That assumption really misses what Quinfall actually is doing. Players are going to be able to claim land, whether it be through their clan or their own personal altar, in the open world. You're going to be able to have persistent structures and tie those really into the risk and the progression and even PvP. So building just isn't a side activity. It's going to be something that really becomes a game within a game. If the system feels familiar, that's because imagine if Rust, Valheim, and Life is Feudal had a baby. It shares the DNA with Valheim in their modular construction and terrain-driven design, player destruction of Rust on the PvP server, and upgrading with the future terraforming from Life is Feudal. And then you add in the emotional weight of a place that you've invested real time into, and you have a very immersive system. This video today is the second of a series highlighting Quinfall's individual systems, starting with the one that quietly defines ownership, control, and your identity, base building. And to really show you how powerful this system is, I'm not doing this alone. I haven't even really started building my building. I'm joined by my guildmate Katarinae, an absolute builder extraordinaire who helped me put all this information together and really knows this system inside and out. Katarinae is going to walk us through her project, and you're going to get a first-hand look at what's possible when creativity meets Quinfall's building system. Before I get into more of the building specifics, I wanted to let all you builders out there know that Quinfall is having a screenshot competition contest where the best buildings can win up to 2,000 V coins. There's up to 3 winners, I believe, and the submission date is February 20th, 26. Good luck. Now, how do you start building your dream home? The altars are going to be the foundation of any ownership, whether it be personal or clan. Everything begins with your altar, and you can locate this option by hitting the U key. Now, if you place your altar in a blue circle, your building is going to be safe other than natural decay. If it's in a red circle, that means it can be destroyed. Placing an altar is going to claim a circular area, often referred to as the altar bubble, and that's going to define your maximum build size. Now, you can keep upgrading your altar so the size of the area can be larger. As your altar levels up, as it can go up to level 5, your available space is going to expand, allowing some ambitious designs to take place. And again, this is not instance housing. Now, there is instance housing if you just wanted to do that, but this is a visible claim in the world. People can pass it, they can scout it, and depending on where you build, they may even try to take it from you. Ownership in Quinfall is intentionally unforgiving. You have individual altars owned by only one player. No shared ownership. Friend visitation permissions are planned but not available yet. As far as clan altars, they're owned obviously by the clan guild leader, and permissions are assigned through clan ranks. Members can be granted access to chests and doors and crafting benches, other interactable objects. Building cannot be shared, rented, or transferred in any way. So if something exists on Quinfall's land, it exists because you chose to place it, and you are alone and responsible for protecting it. And like I said before, it's important to remember that buildings in Quinfall are persistent, but not necessarily permanent. Just like in Rust, if you don't keep up with the decay and the upkeep, structures and altars will degrade over time, and active players will eventually lose everything. As far as the actual building, Quinfall, like I mentioned before, does a modular free placement construction system, very similar to Valheim. So you can enable the auto snap for precision, disable snapping for your organic placement. Eventually, we're going to be able to have terraforming so you can level that land. Once a piece is placed, it cannot be rotated or edited. It cannot be upgraded. It must be destroyed and rebuilt to change it. The design choice makes every placement feel intentional, and you really have to make sure you're planning everything out. Where I believe the system could evolve is ideally future updates maybe could allow placing higher tier pieces, stone or iron, that automatically replace lower tier versions. Maybe like a rust style repair hammer that upgrades structures in place rather than forcing full demolition. Those changes wouldn't reduce the sense of commitment. They're just going to reward your long term investment while preserving your creativity and providing a quality of life improvement. Quinfall already has plenty of room for player expression, especially when you consider the terrain and the location become part of the design. Some of the current strengths are the flexible layout and the visual progression through the aesthetic tiers with wood, stone, and iron. Now, while I'm not at liberty to talk to you about all the desired improvements at Quinfall plans, I can tell you that they do have big plans. But right now, we already know the terraforming is on its way in. More roof angles, hopefully, and variants are coming, along with some improved stair and structural transitions, and hopefully in place upgrading system. Even now, though, the system supports a very immersive build. It's clearly designed for you to grow and just really enjoy it. I think it would be really cool if Quinfall eventually added some in-game merchants to player housing, where players could eventually build near popular dungeons or grinding locations and sell their potions or food and other crafted items that might come directly from their homes. It would kind of make the world feel more alive and immersive while also encouraging player-driven economies and more social interaction. One of my favorite things about housing was back in the Ultima Online days where you had to buy a rune to teleport back to the home to find it again, and you always knew who stuff was crafted by because it would have their signature on it. Share it down below in the comments if there was a particular game that you guys had that you just absolutely loved the building and the housing system. One of the beautiful things about this system is you could literally come into Quinfall and this is all you could do. You could just literally be immersed in doing building. Nothing needs to be purchased. It's just good old fashioned gathering. Smart builders are going to place altars near resource dense areas to minimize the downtime. As far as time investment, well, if your goal is something truly meaningful, you can expect several days, weeks, or even months to try to work and build your mansion or castle. Now, as far as defense for your altar, I'm told if it's under attack, you'll get a message and be able to teleport to it. Now, one of the things that I love about the devs most is that they take the best things that have worked in other games and are trying to bring it to Quinfall. Not everything might work out, but they are trying, and I absolutely love that. And there's many, many more plans coming for defense in Quinfall. Now, as you remember, the blue zones, you're entirely safe as long as you're giving it materials to prevent decay. Now, you will be rewarded with a considerable amount of extra experience, not only for just killing mobs, but for gathering in your professions if you choose to go in a red circle. Now, you'll have to forgive me if my numbers are incorrect, but I'm told that you get 30 extra percent from grinding mobs and 50% from your life skills. Now, if you're planning a building in a red zone, first I would recommend that you go ahead and get a lot of materials ready because it's going to take a lot of materials. Have your design well laid out with layered walls and choke points. Make sure you're using higher level materials to start because those are going to have greater hit points. And make sure you craft defensive structures at the Tinkerer's Bench, such as layouts for cannons and spear launchers. So in a nutshell, in PvE zones, you build for beauty. In PvP zones, well, you build to survive. And don't forget, now that you've built your castle or your nice, beautiful home, you can go ahead and decorate it with furniture and storage and other decorative elements. And seeing how, as in Quinfall, there's no limit to leveling up your profession life skills, you could literally make your home or castle a one-stop shop. So, in conclusion, if building is something that you genuinely enjoy, designing, planning, and protecting it, then Quinfall is absolutely a game you should be paying attention to. One last thing. Please don't judge Quinfall by reviews from a year ago. So much has changed. Recent reviews are telling a very different story. Go look for them for yourself. The player counts continue to hit new highs, and that momentum matters. It means that people aren't just trying the game, they're sticking around, and more people are joining every day. If you want to be part where this system and this game is headed, now is a perfect time for you to join in. The design team is one of the most impressive that I've ever talked to and been around. They listen to the players. They truly care what you guys have to say. So if you're not in the Discord, join the Discord and put your feedback and suggestions in there and let your thoughts be known, especially if there's any changes that are really bothering you. And as far as GMs, Ashes of Creation, we couldn't get a GM in the game to do anything unless they were harassing Asmongold. In this game, they're absolutely Johnny on the spot, taking care of stuff right right away. Super impressive. So come check it out, spend the $10, skip the trip to McDonald's, and come help shape the future of Quinfall. Thanks for watching, and as always, may your caravans find safe passage. Take care all.